Hey, fifth graders, this is your math for Tuesday, recorded here by me, Mr. Carlson. It's going to be pretty straightforward. A lot of it's going to be, hopefully, it's a little bit of review, and your assignment shouldn't take you too long. Um, so, when we are talking about perimeter and area, we're talking about perimeter, first of all, which is the distance around your object, and area would be the inside. So I kind of wanted to give you a little bit of understanding to what that actually means and what the difference is. So when we talk about perimeter, we count around the outside. So this would be one, two, three, four, and then five. So this whole side equals five, and the bottom would be one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. Now that we know what both sides are, remember with squares and rectangles, opposite sides are the same. So if the top side is five, that means the bottom side is also five. If the right side is five, that means the left side is five. So we would do 5 plus 10 plus 5 plus 10, and that would give us a total of 30 units for our perimeter. All right, now if we were also trying to find the area of this shape, okay, just let me delete these quick. The area would be what is on the inside of your two-dimensional shape. All right, so as you can see, area isn't just random shapes put inside. Your shape, which in this case is a rectangle and a square, and in this case, this is a rectangle, but each one of the small squares on the inside of your shape is divided into equal parts, and they are equal squares. All right, so this was divided into 5 across the top and 10 across the bottom. And if you draw a line, 5 across the top, down, and then 10 across the side across, you'll break your square up into equal squares. Okay, actually, it'll break your rectangle up into equal squares. Each one of these is the same. If you counted all of them, they would be 50. But the easier thing to do would be to do length times width, which is your formula for area of a square or a rectangle, and you would do 5 times 10, which is 50 units. And since it's area, you put cubed because inside your shape there are 50 cubes. Okay, so same for the right side here. If we wanted to go across the top, we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If we wanted to count down, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, a shortcut for you would be to do your length plus your width, which would be 18, and multiply that by 2 to find your perimeter. So that would be 36 units. Area would be length times width, which would be 81 units cubed. Okay, so that would be an explanation of why area and perimeter are the way they are. All right. So if you did not have shapes that were split apart like this into and showing you what cubes are and how they equal area and what the difference between area and perimeter are, sometimes you might just have squares or rectangles that look like this. I know that this shape over here is a rectangle because the length and the width are different sizes. Okay, the shape on the right side is a square because the length and the width are the same sizes. So if I wanted to find the perimeter of the shape on the left, I would know opposites are the same. So top side is 9 and the bottom and the left side is 5. So I would add those all together, 5 plus 9 plus 9. So my perimeter equals, sorry, that's a P for perimeter. It equals 28. Okay, so now my area, remember, is length times width That would be 9 times 5, which is 45. Now I have to label these. Since there's no label after the number, I always put units for perimeter and units squared for area. Okay, same with my square over here. Opposite sides are the same. So 4 times 4, or sorry, perimeter 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. So my perimeter would be 16 units. My area is 4 times 4, which is also 16 units. But in order to properly label area, I would put squared. Okay, so I'm going to show you 2 more problems. And when I'm doing these, I'm going to allow you a little bit of wait time so you can see if your answers match up with mine. Okay, so here are the 2 shapes. Shape on the left, obviously, first off, you want to make sure you find the perimeter. Okay, and I know that opposite sides are the same, so go ahead and find the perimeter. So for me, I would write 12 units. Okay, because 4 plus 4 plus 2 plus 2 is 12. Now I want to find the area. All right, think to yourself, what is the formula for area of a square or a rectangle? The formula for a square or rectangle is length times width. So in this case, it is 2 times 4. And I know 2 times 4 is 8 units, and then squared for area. Okay, on the other side, opposite sides are the same. Perimeter, 4 plus 9 plus 4 plus 9 is 26 units. And the area is length times width, which would be 36 units squared. All right, so all you're going to be doing is finding the perimeter of a square and rectangle and finding the area of a square and rectangle. If you want to use a calculator, that's perfectly fine. You're probably going to be able to do this math in your head, which is perfectly fine also. When we get into some harder formulas, you're probably going to want to just use a calculator. Using a calculator is fine because in real life, you use a calculator every single day. There's not a lot of people that just try and sit down and solve math problems. Okay, so I'm going to show you 2 more here. If I wanted to find the perimeter on the left, think to yourself, how would you do that? What would you do to find the perimeter? Okay, so you would add up all the sides together. 9 plus 9 plus 7 plus 7. See if you can do that. Would be 32 units. Area, remember, is length times width. In this case, it's 9 times 7, and that's 63 units squared. All right, so what you're going to be doing today is you're going to be hopefully watching this video first, and then you can go ahead. You're going to be going to your assignment. It looks like this. So this would be your assignment. Always, always, always read the directions. It says find the area and perimeter of each rectangle or square. Remember, the opposite sides are the same length, and that's true for squares and rectangles. You only have to do 10 of these problems. Okay, so I think altogether there's 15 of them. You just have to do 10. So here's a reminder for you. Perimeter is adding up all the sides. Area of squares and rectangles is length times width. So if you look down here at the bottom in the second page, here are the problems for you to do. So you want to find the perimeter and area. As you can see, there's no labels behind your numbers. So you want to put units and for perimeter and then units squared for area. If you have any questions, make sure you reach out to me. If you don't, make sure you share it and or send it to me. We have to get a lot better at that. I am still sending constant reminders to students to get their work turned in. I shouldn't have to do those things. You should be doing your part, and then I'll do mine. All right. Again, if you have questions,